Hey guys, how's it going? We're doing a movie review today. That's right, it's Z-Man at the Movies. Z-Movies, if you will. And today we're talking about a big movie known as Dragon Ball Super. BROLY. That's right, everybody. One of America's most favorite Dragon Ball characters, BROLY, is officially being canon now in the Dragon Ball Super universe with this movie. And full disclosure, never been a big fan of BROLY as a character. I always thought he was just kind of big guy with not a lot of whole characterization. I just never really cared too much about him. I did think the movies were pretty good, but for BROLY as a character, didn't really care for him. That is until I saw this movie. Mr. Akira Toriyama really went into BROLY's detail, really went into his background. Why did he get so strong? How did he get so strong? Who raised him? Where did he come from? How did he survive the destruction of planet Vegeta? And for that, I give him a lot of credit to, because now BROLY is now a very sympathetic character. He's a character with a backstory. He's a character with a personality now. He isn't just kill, kill, kill. Also, Dragon Ball Super BROLY goes over some other things that are very important to the Dragon Ball universe, such as why Frieza invaded planet Vegeta. How did Goku and Vegeta escape planet Vegeta? For the plot of this movie, at least, it's really good. I really enjoyed the plot of this movie. But if you're watching a Dragon Ball movie, you're not really watching Dragon Ball for the plot. You're watching it for the bone-breaking, ankle-twisting, teeth-knocking out action. And thankfully, you get a lot of action here in Dragon Ball Super BROLY. And by a lot of action, I mean one really long fight scene that involves Goku and Vegeta taking out BROLY. A lot of people, a lot of film critics, and I think even audience would say that 2D animation doesn't really have a place in cinema anymore. It's really been displaced by glassy-eyed, dull-looking 3D movies and, of course, live-action movies. But I think Dragon Ball Super makes a case of what you could do with really high-quality animation, because the fight scene in this movie looks absolutely fantastic. They really play with scenes, they really play with motion, they play with distortion. They even pepper in a bit of a 3D animation in there that looks straight out of the video game Dragon Ball FighterZ. And that's one thing that really stuck with me about Dragon Ball Super BROLY is how good the animation is in this movie. I think that with a lot of creativity, with some good money put into it, with some really talented artists, you can have really amazing animation that rivals or even surpasses the 3D animation we're seeing these days. And the fight scene itself is really cool. It's very well choreographed. The punches look like they hurt. Everything looks like it really, really, really hurts. There's so much destruction going on. It's just such a cool fight scene, and I'm glad it's a very long fight scene that takes up, almost half of the movie. But that also brings me into one of my problems with this movie, and I think retroactively this has been my problem with the previous Dragon Ball movies in the Super Universe, Battle of the Gods, and Resurrection of F, and the F stands for... All three of these movies, they all have the same structure. The first half of the movie is nothing but exposition, explaining who our main opponent is, where they're coming from, and what Vegeta and Goku are doing to train against this upcoming threat. And then the last half of the movie is just pure destruction. And to some, that might be a good thing. They just cut out all the exposition and just have non-stop adrenaline through the last half of the movie. But it's getting kind of stagnant if you have watched the previous Dragon Ball movies. And chances are, if you are watching BROLY in theaters, you've probably watched Dragon Ball Battle of the Gods and Resurrection of F. For the next movie in the Dragon Ball Super Universe, assuming they do another movie, which they probably will, I hope they pepper in more fight scenes, try to get in more characters, like, say, Tien, or maybe Gohan, maybe Piccolo, maybe some other characters like the androids. And that also brings me to another problem with this movie, is that it's so centralized around BROLY, Goku, and Vegeta, there's really no room for anybody else to shine. Like, Gohan doesn't appear in the movie at all. Beerus and Whis don't really do much either. They're there, but they don't really do anything other than Beerus just kind of lays around on the beach, and Whis is just like, woohoo, I'm Whis. And I gotta say, I really, really, really like Whis. There's one part of the movie where it looks like Whis is actually about to take on BROLY. I'm like, oh man, let's do this. Whis, let's show everybody what the world, let's show the universe what Whis can do, but they don't do anything with it. Really, the fight scene really is just Vegeta versus BROLY, then Goku versus BROLY, and then how they try to take out BROLY from there. And another thing I do gotta give the movie credit for is that Vegeta doesn't go down like a chump. He actually puts up one hell of a fight. I don't think I'm spoiling it by saying anything that, Vegeta doesn't kill BROLY. But they definitely make it so that Vegeta looks like he puts up a fight. And I would honestly say he put up more of a fight than Goku did when he took on BROLY solo. But yeah, that's Dragon Ball Super BROLY. There's a really big bird flying around my house. Okay, so I got distracted. But Dragon Ball Super BROLY, it's good. It's not a mind-blowing movie. The only thing that really blows me away is the animation. And I think if they do more with animation going forward, with bigger budgets, more fight scenes, more talent, just more everything, we can maybe see a 2D revolution in the cinema space again. I don't think I'll see that happen, but one can dream, one can dream. If I had to rank Dragon Ball Super BROLY on a scale of 1 to 10 like I do my video game reviews, I'd give it a solid 8. It's a solid 8 in my book. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, I recommend seeing it. If you're not a fan, maybe take your loved one to see it. Maybe take your brother, your sister, your niece, your nephew, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your dad, your mom, your uncle, whoever. Go see this movie. It's a fun way to kill an afternoon. And I'll leave it at that. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. If you feel so kind, hit me up on Patreon. And I'll see you for the next video on Wednesday. We're going to be playing some Kingdom Hearts 2. Anyway, everybody, take it easy. Later.